this area has had this whole black cloud that there's nothing to do here, right? And you still hear it. And, you know, as we're doing this interview, Kid Rock and Jason Aldean, you know, they're doing the Rock the Country. Yeah, they're doing the Rock the Country, you know, concert 4 miles from us. There's nothing to do until somebody changes it, right? And that's where we have the competitive advantage, and that's what we look at on certain things. You know, we always try to judge a business and how to make it better by one of the key things I've built my career on is what's the point of difference, right? What do you do to bring people to your place instead of others? Well, you know what? They can't do go-karts, they can't do laser tag, they can't play bowling, unfortunately, anymore. All the other bowling lanes have gone around. You know, we've got stadium seating in here, which is hardly around. Now we got a VIP with reclining seats, that's not around. We got a candy store, a magic elevator, a Western wear store. Why wasn't there a Western wear store in this county? You know, since what, D&D burned down? You know, 16 years ago, there hasn't been a Western wear store. So what are those points of difference we can create? In particular, Tap That Sports, same thing, a golf simulator, sports simulator, a pour your own beer wall, just all of these things that people see in quote unquote big cities. Well, there's no reason not to do them here. You know, I thought the big problem with sports complexes and when you go to some of the other ones, even in Kentucky, you know, I've been there with my kids for competitions. There is literally nothing within 4 miles. You can't even get a Burger King within 4 miles. So you gotta leave or you gotta eat whatever's there. Here, your kid's got a game at 10 and another one at 6. Great, you walk around, you see a movie, you can visit, you know, 6 different places to eat, you can ride a roller coaster. It's like, that was the whole point of doing this, of giving quality time on that downtime when you're not playing sports. Because, you know, so you can have a whole weekend here, especially when we get these hotels built on site, that somebody can come here on Thursday for, you know, it could be a 50-team tournament, and they never have to get in their car and leave the property and do something different all the time and eat in a different place and everything else. So that's our grand scheme of things. And, you know, really,
and it's a marathon and a sprint.
Yeah, because when you look at it, I just said we haven't even owned this place 3 years. It has not been 3 years yet. July will be our 3-year anniversary, and we're super, you know, proud of where it's been. You know, what we've been able to create so far. I mean, honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. But what all's here, and we don't have that much space left over. It's the hotels and the sports complex is a really big last piece that we need to work on.
It's like you've got to be ready to work, and you've got to be here every day. You've got to handle all facets of it, from marketing to the grind of it, to the design, the construction, how it runs every day. I mean, we work with potential tenants all the time on business plans and how to be more successful, or how to market better, or how we can help them market. But also, I think you have to be very careful who you trust and who you believe in and who you partner with, because that has probably been the most disappointing and frustrating thing we've had to do. Is, you know, it wasn't really supposed to be just us winging it and making it happen. And I think that just be careful who you work with.
Well, I think she hit the nail on the head. It's like, I don't think there's any successful entrepreneur who's lazy.
Yeah.
Right. and that's what it's like. You know, it's the same. Restaurant business is really hard. You know, the margins are not good. You know, you've got a big staff, and you've got to put out good food. You have to be genuine, and you have to have a good product. And if you're not there making sure it's fine, you know, it's that's what I tell other people, and even, you know, future tenants who might want to come in here, is like, this is not an absentee owner business. Like, you need to be here, and we're here. It's like, you know, people come in from out of town. It's like, oh, you know, where can we meet you? We're like, we're right here, Camp Lane, every single day. We're here. You know,
and sometimes it's frustrating for me because I don't like to be in the public eye and doing the speeches or doing the interviews, and so they think J Camp has done the entire project single-handedly, and I am there every day, like he's saying, and making sure it's running and looking great, and making improvements constantly, and so yeah, we just have to be here.
And I think that's why we have a yin and a yang, because honestly, she's a detailed person, and she makes it all look so nice and friendly and family, and you know, that's why she's a great mom and a wife, but she's a great artist. And I can set businesses up to be successful, and, you know, fair partnerships. And I think that's the thing also, is that, you know, I do want to mention that the Glockners are our partners in this, which they are great community builders and they have for 150 years, right?
And that is the reason they decided to partner with us,
Yeah.
is because they believed in doing something for the community and making it better.
Exactly.
And you are a fantastic job at making deals a win-win. And
Right, one-sided deals don't work. Somebody's always disappointed on a one-sided deal. So no matter what it is of, you know, what we're trying to set up, we want them to be successful, and that's one thing that I'll say has made this property a success. We have a different mentality and a different structure than other places do or other malls do. We don't charge a flat rent like most. We've got a very low minimum. We want everybody, if you don't succeed, we don't want you to be, you know, hindered by your rent. So it's a super low minimum, but we get a percentage, and as you grow, we are more successful, which goes back to my plan of a sports complex. We have a sports complex here, and all of a sudden your sales double or triple. Now our rent is going to rise with them, you know. So that way, it's like people could take low risk, no risk. If you don't sell a lot, you don't have to pay a lot. But if you sell a lot, then we're all going to win. And that's exactly, I think, why it's a great structure for local businesses to be able to come in here, or national, because we're all in this boat together. And the more people who are spending money at Malibu Jacks is the better for Camp Landing in general and everything across the board. So even with that, we've whittled it down to, you know, really it's a win-win on both sides, even from a tenant-landlord relationship.